How's it going, everyone? Have you ever been in a scenario in which you want to send a secret message to someone, but you don't want anyone else to read it? Of course you do. Like everyone else, we want to avoid hackers and other government officials spying on us. I'm going to show you a tool that you can send any message you want to any person without the fear of someone who you don't want to read it. Before I begin, we got to explain what PGP means. PGP stands for Pretty Good Privacy, and it's basically an encryption program that provides cryptographic privacy and authentication for data communication. All in a nutshell, it means is I can send whatever message I want over the internet without being deciphered, intercepted or deciphered. Now, there are different types of encryption to achieve this goal, but I will show you the RSA encryption algorithm, also known as the asymmetric key. Again, do not worry, all these big fancy words, I'll explain it later. Before we begin, however, I need to explain what encryption means. Encryption is the process of converting a message or a data to an unrecognizable form, an encrypted form. That form is also known as ciphertext. Now you can send that ciphertext to whoever I wanted to read my message. So let's say I want to send Bob my password, right, to a login. But obviously I don't want anyone else to read my message. Let's say we're emailing and say some hacker is eavesdropping over us. Not Bob, but I don't want the hacker to read our messages. So I encrypt it. So I make my password into some weird, unrecognizable form that person cannot read it. Which then Bob take that ciphertext. He used that ciphertext and he decrypted back. He pretty much transformed that message into readable human form. So let's look at this graphic over here. Before we begin talking about asymmetric key and RSA, as you can tell, it looks like we're going to talk about it here. Or let's talk about symmetric keys. Now, let's go back to the previous example I was explaining, Bob and I. Here's my password, Skyview Partners, my message. Let's say I want to email Bob my password. So I take my message, I use this one key right here. And symmetric key basically means you have same key, right? Symmetric means same, right? So you have only one key, and that one key is used to encrypt your messages, but also that same key is used to decrypt your messages. So again, let's say I have the Skyview Partners message, and I want to send it to Bob. So first thing first, I take that message and I encrypt it, right? I use that one key, that same key, right, to convert it to this unrecognizable form. And what was this unrecognizable form again? Ciphertext, correct? Right? It's under this and this looks totally different, right? I would not even think this means Skyview Partners. So basically, with this ciphertext, then I can send it to over my email, whoever. I can send this to Bob now. Now, Bob, what he do is when he get this email, he would take this ciphertext, and then he used the same key that I used to encrypt it. He used that to decrypt it. And then when he used this to decrypt this text, it'll convert back to this. The problem behind this formula, though, is let's say we are communicating, right? It's the same example. But in order for Bob to even decrypt my message, or even I need to decrypt Bob's message, we both need to have the same key. So in order for Bob to even get this, he needs this key. So how will he get this key? Well, I have to send it over the internet or somehow, right? And say Bob's like all the way across the entire globe, right? So, and I need to send him this password immediately. Obviously, he needs. I'm not going to drive or fly all the way over there to get him this key. There needs to be a more sufficient manner, right? So you might say, "Oh, I'll send him the key over to email." That defeats the purpose, because what if the hacker is reading our conversation and he sees that key, he steals that key, and let's say we get a false sense of security, say, "Oh, okay, hey, I'm communicating and I'm taking this message and I'm encrypting. Yeah, we're safe." But in reality, that hacker is seeing our messages because he can decrypt and encrypt our messages because he has that key. So that's a bad form. We're not going to use symmetric key, AES. However, we're going to use this asymmetric key, and this can solve our issue. So the same example, let's say I have Skyview Partners, right? That's my message that I want to send to Bob. There's two different keys for asymmetric here, right? Different, right? Asymmetric, different. We have two keys, public and private key. The public key, however, is basically a key that I can use to encrypt any message. That key is only used for encryption. So which means I can convert any message like this to this. That's all it does. So really, it's kind of pointless if I'm trying to, if I'm a hacker and I want to read someone's message. I don't want to send it to someone. I want to read it, right? If I'm a hacker. So this public key is useless, which means is this public, hence the word public, I can send this to my Facebook blog post. I can post this on the internet or whatever the crap, right? I can post this anywhere. The difference is when I encrypt this message using this public key, and let's say Bob, he wants to decrypt it, he has this private key right here. And this private key is only used for Bob. Bob only has this key, no one else, not even I. He has this one key and this one key only. And he takes this ciphertext and then he decrypts it using this private key, and he gets this, right? Now we understand what encryption means. Let's download our PGP encryption tool. So we're using GPG4Win. So to download it, we just click on $0 and we click download. All right, software has finished downloading. So we just click on next, and we only want Cleopatra selected, and then we click install. I already have it installed, so we're going to continue from here. So again, what we discussed earlier is PGP, we're going to focus on asymmetric, which is two different keys, right? The public and the private key. So we need to generate the key pair. In this example, we're going to use a situation of Bob and Alice. All right, so we, as the user, are going to be Bob in this case. So you just select your name. It's optional. You can select your email. It's optional. But if you go over here, advanced settings, remember, we're using RSA algorithm, right? Part of the asymmetric key. This is an algorithm that encrypts our messages. If you select on here, it shows from the lowest to the highest. The higher the number, the stronger the algorithm is. So in this example, we just want 2000. And then we can set the date of our message until it expires. So we click OK and click Next. And then we're going to click Create. So create a passphrase and just enter it in. And then it's going to generate your keys. Click Finish. So again, now we have, now we're Bob, right? So we have our user. So let's right-click it and let's explore a public and private key. So right here is public and here's private. So let's do public first. So go to desktop and let's just type in Bob public, right? Save that, and let's also do the private key. So do Bob private key. Let's type in our passcode. Remember, this is something that we do not share, right? So over here, here's the public and private. Let's open it, right? Let's see what it looks like. Right here, begin PGP public key. So this is the key we want to send to anyone. We can put it on Facebook, we can put it on our articles, we can send it to email, we don't care about it. All this key does is encrypt our messages, remember. And this one over here, this matters. This is our key. It's a lot longer because this is the decrypting, and it only matters for us. All right. So now we're Bob in this example, right? So Bob over here, he wants to email Alice, right? So Bob's on the left and Alice is on the right. So Bob over here is going to create a message and select, all right, I'm going to communicate with Alice and I'm going to send her my public key. So he clicks on paperclip and then he selects Bob public key, the file. He sends it for her so she can get it. All right, Alice just received Bob's email and she sees it. It's like, oh, okay, it's the public key. So what she will do on her end, she will click download, which we already have, so we're not going to do that. And then she will have Cleopatra downloaded. But ignore this. Alice won't see Bob's in this example. What she will do is import Bob's key. So what she will do is she will go to download or right here and click Bob public key. She'll click OK, and then now if you look under imported certificates, she has Bob. Great. Now she can start creating her message. So what she'll do is she'll type in her message from anywhere. So let's just say that Alice wants to send Bob, I like queso, right? So now she finished writing her message. She wants to copy her message, and she wants to go all the way down here in the taskbar, and then right-click on the Cleopatra logo, and then go to clipboard, and she wants to encrypt our message. And how she's going to encrypt it, she's going to use Bob's public key, which he sent to her. Click OK for Bob, right? And click Next. Now, what's happening here is that when we click Next, it takes, remember we did clipboard, right? The reason what clipboard does is we take our message and we copy it to our clipboard. So when we go to clipboard and click encrypt, it basically said, hey, go to our clipboard. So whatever we copied, we want to take that string, that letters of words, and we want to encrypt it. So that's what happens. So we click OK, and then let's see what it looks like. This is what it looks like. And this is what's going to show. So let's go back to Alice's side, and let's say Alice wants to send it to Bob now, right? So she goes and says, she types in secret message. Now she sends him this message, and we wait for Bob. So Bob just got an email back from Alice, and he got the secret message. So what he will do on his end is he will take this entire message, this secret message, and he right-clicks and copy it to his clipboard. And exactly the same way what we did with Alice, we'll do with Bob. We go right-click on Cleopatra logo, we go to clipboard. Instead of encrypting, we don't care about encrypting a message. We want to decrypt Alice's message. So this time, we're going to type in our passphrase. And again, it took whatever we have in our clipboard contents and they decrypt it, just like here. Click finish, and now they took the message, the secret message, what Alice has, it's in our clipboard. So all we need to do is either click paste or do Control V. And there we go. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and have fun encrypting and decrypting.